Is Venus the solar system's undiscovered gem? Why haven't we sent a team to investigate its mysteries given how near it is to Earth, even closer than Mars? Do we want to dismiss the possibility of finding secrets buried in its dense atmosphere? Come discover with us the mystery of Venus and its unfathomable appeal. The planet Venus is one that is the closest in proximity to the Earth. It is often referred to as Earth's twin and was previously capable of supporting life. So why isn't this planet on the list of places to look for when exploring space? On the other hand, there are others in the scientific community who believe that Venus, rather than Mars, would be the ideal location for a future human settlement. Things that work in Venus's favor can be found here. Venus is significantly simpler and less expensive to inhabit than any other planet. To begin, Venus is significantly closer to Earth than the other planets. The round trip can be anywhere from 30 to 50% shorter compared to Mars, depending on the launch date. If we had intended to construct a human outpost in the future, this would have saved us a significant amount of both money and time. Also, let's not forget that Venus and Earth are virtually exactly the same size, have around the same mass, and have a composition that is quite comparable to one another. About 91% of the surface gravity that we experience here on Earth can be found on Venus. Venus, in contrast to Mars, possesses a more substantial atmosphere, which results in increased defense against UV rays. Also, being closer to the Sun ensures that there is an abundant supply of solar power. The reasons: the poisonous and corrosive nature of Venus's air is a major obstacle. Carbon dioxide dominates its composition, with some sulfuric acid for good measure, making it toxic to life as we know it. Another daunting challenge is the scorching heat of the planet's surface, which can reach temperatures high enough to melt lead. Sulfuric acid clouds obscure the planet's surface, making it impossible to study from orbit. In addition, Venus's high atmospheric pressure is around 92 times that of Earth, making it feel like you're nearly a kilometer underwater. This places a tremendous burden on exploratory spacecraft and machinery. The Soviet Union's Venera program and NASA's Magellan mission are only two examples of the many missions that have overcome obstacles to get vital insights into Venus. There is optimism that future missions, enabled by ever-improving technology, may reveal much more of Venus's mysteries. Venus's thick atmosphere is largely made up of carbon dioxide, and the surface temperature is well over 900 degrees Fahrenheit, or 427 degrees Celsius. Venus has a hostile and corrosive atmosphere because its atmospheric pressure is around 92 times that of Earth. In addition, the surface temperature of Venus rises rapidly due to a greenhouse effect that goes out of control. Due to the severe temperatures, all of Venus's water long ago evaporated, leaving behind a dry and lifeless environment. More probe data and exploration missions have painted a more complete image of Venus's harsh and uninhabitable environment, such as NASA's Magellan and the European Space Agency's Venus Express. Even though Venus's history with water and life is intriguing, the planet as it is now shows just how difficult it would be for anything to survive there. Exploring Venus. Learning more about Venus's history can help us better comprehend Earth's, and it can provide essential data for the search for habitable exoplanets. Even though it's a lot like Earth, Venus is far harsher and less habitable. The composition and size of Earth and Venus are similar because they are both rocky, terrestrial planets. Venus, however, has a rich carbon dioxide atmosphere that causes a runaway greenhouse effect and searing surface temperatures due to its strong greenhouse effect. The mechanisms that shape our own planet can be better understood by examining Venus. Earth's early genesis, volcanic activity, and the effect of greenhouse gases on climate evolution may all be reflected in Venus's history. The hunt for habitable exoplanets could be aided by discoveries made on Venus. Scientists can learn more about what is required for the emergence and maintenance of life on other planets by investigating the processes that turn Venus into a hostile environment. We stand on the cusp of unraveling the mysteries of this enigmatic planet thanks to upcoming NASA missions like Da Vinci Plus and Veritas, which aim to explore Venus's atmosphere and surface in detail, providing us with insights into the potential habitability of distant worlds beyond our solar system. Where exactly does it fall short then? The searing heat that pervades the surface of Venus is without a doubt the planet's most significant drawback. Venus maintains an average annual temperature of 462 degrees Celsius. That is around 410 degrees hotter than the deserts that are currently known to exist on our planet. The surface of Venus has an intolerable amount of air pressure. And here's the cherry on top of the cake. On Venus, the clouds generate sulfuric acid rain. Venus has received less attention than Mars due to a lack of finance and the intrinsic difficulties of researching Venus. Venus's one-of-a-kind challenges make it a challenging exploration target. Its dense atmosphere, which is mostly carbon dioxide, and its severe temperatures, which average around 900 degrees Fahrenheit, 462 degrees Celsius, make it an uninhabitable habitat for human and robotic missions. Space missions' objectives and priorities are heavily influenced by available finance. Mars' habitability and the attraction of possible traces of past or current life have historically attracted more attention and investment than any other planet. Public and governmental backing for Mars exploration missions has led to massive funding. Venus's habitability, on the other hand, is less of a priority for funding agencies due to its difficulties and lack of scientific consensus. Recent endeavors to return to Venus have recognized the need to better comprehend our neighboring planet and its interesting secrets, despite these hurdles and financing limits. Where can we get away from this? However, according to the findings of the researchers, it is not necessary for us to touch down on the surface of Venus. They are considering the possibility of establishing human settlements or even entire cities in the air above the surface of Venus. Scientists believe that at an altitude of 50 kilometers or 30 miles, the conditions on Venus are as similar to those found on Earth as they are everywhere else in the solar system. In point of fact, NASA has introduced a project known as HAVOC, High Altitude Venus Operational Concept, with the intention of bringing about this outcome. In the HAVOC scenario, the astronauts are supposed to be contained within an aeroshell. However, HAVOC would steer clear of the planet's surface and instead remain suspended in the dense atmosphere of Venus, which is dominated by carbon dioxide. Up there, things are much more tolerable. Atmospheric pressure is nearly equivalent to what we are used to, and the average temperature is 75 degrees Celsius, which is almost 25 degrees Celsius hotter than the hottest temperature that has ever been recorded on Earth. Even with the technology that we have available right now, we are more than capable of dealing with everything that Venus might throw at the mission. But how exactly will the building continue to exist in the air? According to NASA, the aeroshell will be able to float with the assistance of helium. Mars characteristics. Due to its advantages, Mars, the red planet, attracts investigation. Its greater distance from Earth than other bodies in the solar system is a benefit. Mars' slower orbital speed make it easier for spacecraft to reach and navigate its surface. Scientists and engineers can fine-tune their spacecraft's trajectory and mission plans over the lengthy trip to Mars. This length allows spacecraft to carry enough supplies and equipment for a long stay on Mars. Mars' lower orbital velocity makes landing and takeoff safer and easier. This fortunate mix makes Mars a great target for exploration missions, enabling scientific inquiry, technological improvements, and future human habitation. Mars offers a tantalizing platform for exploring our solar system and possibly laying the groundwork for a human expansion beyond Earth. Search for life. Scientists and space fans have spent decades searching for extraterrestrial life. Venus has been neglected as a possible home for life, unlike Mars and the moons of gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn. Its severe temperatures, dense atmosphere, and caustic environment make exploration less appealing. Venus has resurfaced recently. NASA's 2 upcoming Venus missions show increased interest in the planet's metamorphosis and geological past. These missions investigate Venus's runaway greenhouse effect and possible active volcanoes. Scientists want to comprehend Venus's evolution by examining its atmosphere and surface. Exploring Venus will help us understand our solar system's different conditions while searching for extraterrestrial life. It reminds us that every celestial body has secrets worth exploring, regardless of its initial attractiveness. Do you believe that Venus, as opposed to Mars, would be a better place to establish a human colony in the near future? Please share your thoughts in the section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.